Hello, this is the Gospel Lady 70. My topic today is a prodigal son and a father's love. And this is one of Jesus' parables telling about a prodigal son. And prodigal means somebody that was that who is reckless waste of his wealth and resource. And so he said a certain man had two sons. And we know when people have two sons, no two is alike. One maybe is homeless and doesn't want to just, let the hair down, want to get out. And that seems like that's what the younger son was all about, according to the meaning of the prodigal son. And the young son, the younger one of them, said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that fall to me. And he divided it unto them his living. Yes. As I say, I always thought when people divide, the father was dead or something, and then they died up. But he wanted his and then, so he gave him his living up until then, I guess. And so for all he knows, let you know he didn't realize what he was doing, because he didn't know whether his father was gonna get a whole lot of more wealth and resources, and he was gonna miss out on that. So he just wanted what he could get right then, so he could waste it. And he gave it to him. His father gave it to him, the portion of goods that followed to him. He divided his living. Not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with wild living. Seems like he went just as far away from home as he could. So he went to a far country, and then he wasted his substance amongst riotous living. He wasted and didn't say he had no plan of how he was gonna get any more. But listen what happened. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in the land, and he began to be in want. I say he didn't know what was gonna happen. You never know what's gonna happen. And now the famine was in the land, and he couldn't get over to nothing. And he wanted and needed, but he couldn't get it. Then he went and joined himself to citizens of the country, and he sent him into the field to feed swine. You would think when he joined himself to something, he would be getting something out of that. But he didn't get anything out of that. He didn't. He said he would have fame filled his belly with the husk that the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. So nobody gave to him that. Sometimes when a person hide, him, may not give you nothing when you walk in the door and you're hide, but he may give you a lunch. And then you see why he gave him the lunch, and then he hear about he's gonna get a payday. So he's when it's famous, there's nothing. So you're working for nothing. You're a volunteer worker, and you may not get nothing. If they don't have nothing, then nothing leaves nothing. So he began want. And they said, and he would fain have filled his belly with the husk that the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. So sometimes people have said that the prodigal son ate with the swine, but I don't see why he said he ate. He said he fain have filled his belly. And maybe if he had stayed there that long of the time, I don't know what he had done, but he didn't say here he did it, but he do say. And when he came to himself, he said, how many hired servants of his father have bread enough to spare, and I perish with hunger. So that lets you know he came to himself and he thought about home, thought about his father. So he's thinking about home now. You don't forgot about that husk of the swine and thinking about home. And he said, I will arise and go to my father, and I will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee. So he thinking about what he's going. He thinking about going home, and then after that, he's thinking about what he's gonna say when he get home. And he said, I'm no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me as one of thine hired servants. So he didn't have no high look. If he could just be a servant, while he could get something to eat and some clothes or something somewhere to stay, he was satisfied. But you notice how his father said, he arose and came to his father, and when his father was yet a great ways off, his father saw him and had compassion, and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. So he greeted him. His father saw him way off, and he greeted him with great compassion. And so he needed that, cause he was in trouble. He was hurting, hungry, naked, need clothes, shoes, and everything. So he needed that. That was encouraging, I know. And the son said unto his father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and I am no more worthy to be called thy son. But his father didn't say nothing, no response to it. Like some of us say, yeah, you did wrong, but, and he didn't say, he didn't have no response like that. But the father said to his servant, he went talking to the servant, bring forth the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his finger. See that? He gave him a robe and a ring on his finger. He honored him, great honor, because he come back. It wasn't because he left and was a prodigal son. It was because he came back. That's what you get from coming back to your father. Whether you when you're saved, you come back to the father. That's where you're treated. That's what Jesus was telling how you be treated when you come back, the backslider. And this my son was dead and is alive again, and he was lost and found, and they begin to be married. So yeah, he was lost and he was found. And then next thing they began to be married because they were glad that he came. Wasn't trying to find fault of what he had done, but he talking about what he's done right now. And that is he's at home with his father. And jealousy and anger come in from his elder brother. So now his eldest son was in the field, and as he came and drew nigh to the house, he heard music and dancing. And he called one of his servants and asked what these things meant. And he said unto him, Thy brother is come, and thy father has killed the fattest calf, because he had received him safe and sound. And he was angry and would not go in. Therefore came his father out and entreated him. So when he told his brother, he wouldn't even go in. He was angry because he came back instead of being glad for him coming back. And what they was really rejoicing about, because the younger son had come back, and after coming back, he was safe and sound. Yeah, didn't come back in a coffin, and he didn't come back all shot up and broke up. He was sound. And he was angry. The older brother was angry and would not go therein. But his father came out and entreated him and talked to him. And he answered and said to his father, Lo, these many years I do serve thee, neither yet thou it never gave me a kid that I might make merry with my friend. But soon as thy son come, which has devoured thy living with hollers, thou hast killed for him the fattest calf. Yeah, he didn't go nowhere, but I believe if he had asked his father, did he have any friends? Did he have a party where they could come and share with him? It sounded like he was selfish. So if he had asked him, I believe he would let him have it. But he let him know that all what he had was his. And he said unto his son, Thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. See, all he had was his. I was meet that it was meet that we should make merry and be glad, for this thy brother was dead and is alive again, and was lost and is found. So it was need for them to make merry, because this son was lost and now he's found, and he was dead and now he's alive. So they glad about it. They're glad about it. He was dead in sin, and they didn't know whether he was dead physical so either. He could have been dead physical, but he wasn't dead physical, so, and he had come alive by coming back to his father, and he was lost from in sin, lost from his father and them, but he's found now because he's at home. So we should rejoice. So everyone that come back to the Lord or get saved, we should be rejoicing and thinking that. I feel like we don't put enough emphasis on people getting saved, enough emphasis on people backsliding, coming back. Because that's a good thing. And heaven rejoice over people. The angels, God and angels rejoice in heaven over the one that's saved. One soul is saved. We thank the Lord for this message. And we ask the Lord to give us the keep ourselves and ask the Lord to keep us in perfect peace of the mind, stayed on Him, and be glad for the win souls to the Lord, and be glad for the backsliders coming back to Him, and rejoice with them because they are happy. We be rejoice with them. He said, when they rejoice, we rejoice with them. In Jesus' name.